Right, young lady. I'm going to have a quick look around now for a safe place to put you. Now, you stay put, or you'll be banging into something that'll make your hair turn white. And we wouldn't be wanting that now, would we?
Father, I found a book in the labyrinth.
You've been sightseeing in there as well. Good Lord almighty, girl. I've been needing to chain you to something.
It has protective symbols. Maybe you could use them.
Bless you for the thought, but I've enough protection from him above. And for that diagram to be any good, you'd have to draw it out and be sitting in the middle of it. And you know something? I've left all my colouring pens at home tonight. Now, you'll be doing me a big favour if you were to stay put before you bang into something bigger than you.
Stay put. Right.
I absolutely adore Lara's sideway glance. Stay put. Yeah, right, Father Patrick. Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 5 Chronicles. Zogaris 115 speaking, and let me officially welcome you to the epilogue of the Ireland Chronicle, the third level called Old Mill. We're gonna find 11 items, encounter 3 enemies, but not directly kill any of them. Although we are gonna incapacitate them in very creative ways. We are gonna find the 3 remaining Irish secrets, bringing us to 27. And unfortunately, which really breaks my heart, we are gonna break no objects. There's gonna be none of that in this level. But a couple of very important things. Father Patrick's hair turned white. He encountered some presumably demons or something like that, which is the reason why he didn't wait for us at the chapel. Now, Lara was just a few moments ago virtually chased by a werewolf across a dark, rainy labyrinth. And she seems completely unmoved by this experience, just wants to explore more. This is so much like Lara. I absolutely love this. As unrealistic as it is, it's... oh man, she has a special place in my heart. Now, a couple of important things. This is going to be a very cutscene heavy level. And remember, we have that cutscene skipper available. Now, why am I even bringing such heresy up of skipping cutscenes? Well, the moment we cross the threshold of this square, we are going to trigger a cutscene. And this cutscene can be triggered over and over and over and over. So, here is the thing, though. In Stella's walkthrough, I found a mention that apparently there should be a flock of bats spawning here once Lara will cross the threshold of that square and come back. Now, I've tested this both in PC and PS1 versions of the game, and I could never trigger the flock of bats, and I started to doubt their existence. But you know me, I like to dig deeper and investigate. I actually found out that if we end up skipping the following cutscene, the flock of bats should appear. It sometimes happens on second or third attempt, but they will appear. And since we can trigger this cutscene over and over, once I show you that there exists a flock of bats in this level, I am going to also show you the cutscene fully. So first of all, let's skip it a couple of times till the bats appear. Okay, nothing so far, and we didn't take any damage. By the way, the first time you watch through the entire cutscene, something will happen to Lara and she will take about 1/5 or 1/4 of health damage, but that's not the case if you skip it. Okay, again, nothing, and let me just give it a third try. There they are. There was a blood splatter, we lost a tiny bit of health, and the bats are coming. You know what, let's keep somersaulting, that helps. Okay, so we have a living proof that there is indeed a flock of bats programmed to appear here, but again, I do not know exactly what is the trigger. Something about crossing the threshold and coming back, but whenever I tried it manually on this version or the PS1 version of the game, without the cutscene skipping, it never happened. So I just really wanted to show you this. Now let me actually show you what is it that happened and will keep happening over and over if Lara will keep entering this spot. So a mysterious horseman swoops in, tries to behead Lara, and when he finally gets his hands on her, he just tosses her aside. Why show mercy in that case? I have so many questions, and some of them are thankfully going to be answered. This horseman is basically the antagonist of the Ireland level, and kind of the main villain / boss, although there was no build-up for him. He just is introduced in the final level, and his story is concluded in the final level, which is why this level is going to be cutscene heavy. But there is really nothing leading up to this point that would foreshadow it. Instead, we had a werewolf, a hangman, a Brado Obscura looking like ghost, spooky scary skeletons, but nothing like this, right? So it's odd. I actually wish this kind of figure would be foreshadowed in the previous levels. It would flow much better. Now, mind you, we did not take 1/5 or 1/4 of health damage. It only happens, as I said, if you trigger the cutscene for the first time. That's when Lara takes damage. And since we skipped it, we instead got damaged by the flock of bats. And now, upon repeated retries of this cutscene, we take no further damage. So in a sense, I feel like I've cheated, but on the other hand, I was able to demonstrate that there is a flock of bats that appears, right? And that, to me, as a completionist, is way more important to explain how the game and level mechanics work. So let's see how much health we will finish this level with without using a medpack. Now, in the very beginning cutscene of this level, we got a hint as to what to do. We need to go here, press the control key, and if we have the correct item to use, something to draw with, an inventory screen will open up. Lara needs to draw the rune that's basically on the cover of the bestiary tome. No. She mentioned that to Father Patrick, although she mentioned a book. She did not mention specifically bestiary, and this will be important later on. Father Patrick, in fact, has no idea Lara has the bestiary. He's looking for it in this island, and he doesn't know that she has it, although it could occur to him when she mentioned the book. Anyway, we need something to draw here, and Father Patrick said he left all his coloring pens at home. That, according to the devs, was supposed to be a hint. So, we need to enter an old chalk mine, grab a nugget of chalk, and use that to draw a protective rune on here, kind of similar to what you see on the hill in the distance, although that looks like a satanic goat head. We're gonna draw something different. And then something else is gonna happen, right? It's, Lara's not gonna have enough time to finish it in its entirety, and something rather funny will occur. Oh, we are able to jump over this bit. I'm very happy about that. Now, a couple of things. I'm first going to go left to get rid of a swarm of bats, or flock maybe is the more appropriate expression, and also get our hands on a small health pack. But to be honest, you really only need to go here once you carry a torch. But it happened to me a couple of times that whenever I dropped a torch here in a hurry to be able to crawl and pick up the small health pack to avoid the bats, the torch just phased through the walls and disappeared forever. So I wanted to get this out of the way first. Because on the left corridor over here, we have a one hanging on the wall. Now Lara cannot for whatever reason just pick it up, because that would be too easy. We need to find another torch and light it up. Why do we need to do that? Well, observe. Imps, or changelings, as some of you have corrected me. Again, I don't know what to call these little guys, but we can see a sweeping camera shot of the torch. Let's immediately go for the rope, let's not waste any time, because these guys are different from the variety we already encountered. These do not chase and bite Lara, I mean they cannot, because of the chasm in between. They will instead try to throw rocks. Oh, that was a successful hit. Okay, and Lara, I'm not sure about this angle. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that worked. Whew. Quick, get the torch and go down, down, down. Okay. Oh. You can see where the dust gathers where they hit the rocks, okay? Now this time, since there are no beds and we picked up the small health pack, we don't need to drop the torch and risk it disappearing forever. So, let's light it up. And why am I doing this? Well, we don't have an iron clapper, remember, that Lara used in a cutscene to make them basically disappear, unsummon, kill, I don't know how to call that, didn't count as kills since those particular ones affected were not really enemies in the level, just appeared in a cutscene. But they also seem to be afraid of the fire, and this works so much. Oh my god, how did they hit me here? Wow. Oh, as I was saying, the fire works so much better on these guys than it does on the Death Beetles in Tomb Raider 4. But we need to be quick, and if we throw it like an idiot... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. Are they... Yes, they're successfully distracted. I wasn't sure for a while. Now, our health is not great, and unfortunately, since we don't have guns, the game does not really show us what our health status is, unfortunately. But it seems like throwing the torch anywhere on that platform just causes them to panic. So, we incapacitated... I have so many problems saying this word. But I'm not gonna count that as kills, because they are fine and alive, just a bit panicky. Oh, those poor babies, I almost feel sorry for them. Imagine being a 16-year-old kid, trying to swing on a rope above an abyss, and two little demons stoning you to death. And Lara is just like, yeah, what a whimsical adventure. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this jump, but to be honest, this makes me very nervous. It is very tough to do. Okay, the fact that it's a rock step, which creates its verticality, does not particularly help. Oh, Miss Croft, don't let me down. Oh, thank you. Just right. Perfect. So, this seems to be another entrance into the chalk mine, but it's completely caved in. Instead, we get to rip this out and have, yep, you guessed it, a crowbar. Hooray! Although it looked brown and wooden before Lara picked it up, but yeah, this is a crowbar. The most useful tool of all of them ever since Tomb Raider 4. Now let's just make a jump back, because I'm gonna use the rope yet again. Now, I know we have a tunnel over there, we have a secret tunnel over there, but I'm interested in all the goodies. Now, honestly, I don't think it's really worth the effort to get a large health pack, but it is my sacred mission to show you where everything is. So, I'm gonna try and make another very tricky jump. And if this works out, we will take no damage when landing, and we'll have a shortcut to a large health pack. So... But honestly, the real challenge is getting out of there, not in there. Okay. Oh, that was good, Lara. Woohoo! We've taken no damage. Awesome. So where the hell are we? We're basically at a bit of a loop. Now be sure not to fall down into that abyss. Oh, I would have loved to throw the torch down there to get a sense of the height. But no, we really need to incapacitate... You know what, I'm not even gonna try and say it. Those two imps. Okay, and in this tunnel over here, we get our hands on a large health pack. So, yeah, this is really the only level where I feel like we might end up using one, but of course I'm gonna try and refrain from doing that. Now, how on earth do we get back? Well, there is the intended way, and then there's the actual reliable, easier way. So then that's the one I'm gonna go with. You should slide from this platform to that platform to that platform to that platform to that platform and finally grab that crawl space, right? Now, I'm going to skip this one. And in doing so, align Lara perfectly so that the game should reliably make us face the direction we need every time. So from now on, only hold the jump key and be ready to press, the action to grab this very ledge. It is very difficult, but it just works from where I showed you to start jumping. Now, delay the jump somewhat, now press it immediately, and action, we did it. Okay, so this is the easiest way I have found of getting out of here. Let me know in case you can think of a shortcut or anything like that. I personally could not. Okay, now we don't want to somersault out, we actually want to shimmy to the left and crawl into a cave which leads to the chalk mine I mentioned before. And since we are armed with a crowbar, we have everything we need. Oh, I love the adorable sound those babies make. I don't know, I just want to hug them. Even though they just try to stone us to death. You know, I can't hold it against them, it's just... You know, they didn't choose to be evil. You know what, they probably did. I bet they did. Okay, large health pack. Very unappropriately placed classic Tomb Raider theme. I mean, you found a piece of chalk. What a classic Tomb Raider moment. Again, I don't understand this theme placement. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now we can just somersault out of here safely. Again, even when we approach these little guys, they will not bother us. They only see the flame and are panicking. You know, I kind of feel sorry for them. We could pick it up and throw it into the abyss so that they no longer suffer, but they will then start stoning us to death. I mean, hello, I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Oh, I love somersaulting so much. You probably noticed that at this point, didn't you? Okay. Please, Miss Croft, pick it up. Thank you! Our first secret. So, we have two more to find, and both of them will basically be placed at the very end of the level. And we cannot crawl further, and as you can see, it's kind of a dead end. This is too tight even for Lara's 16-year-old body. So, let's just get out of here. And we are finally done with this chasm. You know, it really does start similarly to the gallows tree level. Just a huge chasm that you need to work your way through before the level truly opens up and explains to you what it is all about. Okay, finally we got control of the look key, which is good. And let's just make a running jump here. Again, no point in picking up the torch, because we wouldn't be able to jump up and grab this ledge. So, let's get out of here and say goodbye to this chasm. We explored it thoroughly and we never need to come back. And we finally have a coloring pen. Well, sort of. Now, can we make this jump the other way? Ah, damn it. Just short of it. Okay, almost. Okay, so now when you cross the threshold of that square in the middle, you will again trigger the same cutscene. Instead, you can either do it manually or just press the action key here, and the chalk will already appear. No other item works here, it needs to be the piece of chalk. Standard ordeal by now. So let's see what happens. Again, I love the cutscenes in this game so much. Now, in theory, now after returning all the way to the starting corridor, we should spawn the appearance of the flock of bats, but alas, that's what I never managed to do. Now, what on earth did just happen? Again, the horseman didn't say anything, he just grunted. Well, Lara was drawing a protective rune, but it seems unfinished. I think that's why the horse made it through, but the horseman didn't. He dropped off the horse. But he was still able to somehow swing his sword on it, and that's when Father Patrick swooped in and saved Lara. And to be fair, this time I don't think it's Lara's fault. I mean, he told her to stay put over here, and I mean, technically she moved 3 squares further, so technically she didn't stay put and this is all our fault? I don't know. But anyway, like a true badass, he swooped in like an angel, saved her, and yeah, he got kidnapped. So now it's our mission to save him. Now, thankfully, we don't need to wait long to realize what the hell is going on and why the horseman did what he did, because finally, he is going to talk to us. So, let's see what he has to say to us.
Who is this that stands before me, the first to visit me in my prison 700 years past?
700 years? All alone in a barn? Oh, those winter nights must have just flown by.
Silence, ignorant heretic, or I behead you!
Leave him be!
For the child has spirit. But what is that when this island is littered with the bones of holy men? My gift to them for their spirit in obstructing me from claiming my rightful inheritance.
And this inheritance, I would wonder, would be some way to explaining why you're walking and breathing when you should be gone long past.
The inheritance is the gift of eternal life, contained within an ancient scroll, concealed by the dullard abbot and his cohorts, a scroll which draws forth pale demon blood through my veins, I am no longer man. I am 1 foot in earth, and 1 foot above the gaping abyss of Hades.
So why stay on the island? Came for a holiday and fell in love with the scenery.
Hold your yapping tongue, for won't I clip it? Boils and plagues plaster over this island and its treacherous inhabitants. For it was they and their pox-bitten abbot who plotted to incarcerate me in this dungeon hole for an eternity. I, Vladimir Kalita, who worshipped in the first Kremlin, who butchered the Swedes under Nevsky on the banks of the river Neva, incarcerated within this prison of flowing water.
Running water? You're trapped here by running water.
Demons cannot cross running water.
Indeed, the abbot's final trick before I was transformed. And you shall find a way to shore up this stream, or your holy man shall be opened up and gutted like livestock.
Wow, so much exposition at one time. So, apparently the horseman is a Russian soldier from the early 14th century. Apparently he's been here since, well, for 700 years. But what's confusing for me is that his uniform and his sword, an épée, fencing foil, a rapier, it just looks like something out of Napoleonic Wars, you know? I would say 300-400 years old. Definitely not 700 years old. I would expect a medieval knight at that point. So this is a bit strange. I don't feel like his aesthetic suits the backstory they created for him. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's a perfect imitation of some Russian uniform from those times, I truly do not know. Now, he was a human who, looking for, I guess, eternal life, found a scroll with which he performed a ritual and absorbed demonic blood. And as he said to Father Patrick, he's 1 foot on Earth and 1 foot above the gaping maw of Hades. By the way, it's so cool he called it Hades and not Hell. So he's half demon and half human, not entirely demon, but he seems to have inherited some demonic weaknesses, like not being able to cross running water, which, to be honest, that's I think the same myth as it pertains to vampires, and it sounds like, I don't know, it makes all demons sound like such wimps, and I kind of feel sorry for them. But anyway, so he's been in prison here, poor guy. Honestly, I just want to bring him peace. And in a sense, we are going to achieve exactly that. We are going to unsummon him at the very end with the help of a bestiary. Again, that idea is going to come from Father Patrick, who still doesn't know Lara carries this, which is so incredibly ironic. And I have to say, I absolutely love how both Lara and Father Patrick are involved in this adventure together. Both doing something, both helping. I mean, I imagine that Father Patrick has also been, whilst we were in Labyrinth and Gallows Tree, through 2 unique levels specific to him, and had so many encounters and adventures that Lara doesn't know about, you know what I mean? And this is where their paths have met. It is really cool. They sort of did this with Jean-Yves, or nowadays Charles Kane, back in Tomb Raider 4, but he was always more in the background, you know, but Father Patrick is properly involved and feels like a companion to Lara. This is, oh man, I really love this. I wish we would have more of this. We are actually going to have a companion in the next chronicle, who is unfortunately going to have more of a backseat like Jean-Yves, and also is going to be an incredibly annoying stereotype, but later about that. What do we need to do? We want to free the poor horseman. I mean, I kind of would want to anyway, but he threatens to gut Father Patrick unless we do it, so we have even an extra incentive. So the storytelling is good, but the level design does not really support the storytelling, because he was able to cross that part of the island and the water everywhere around him didn't stop him. And also, even if we shore up the water here, how on earth is he gonna get out of the island? I mean, let's not overthink it. The whole point is we are gonna free him to save Father Patrick, okay? Let's not overthink him too much. Now, this whole area has no enemies, no items, no goodies. It has one mechanism we need to trigger inside that building. We can reach it via roof, and via triggering the mechanism there, we will trigger the final cutscene and level exit. To reach the roof, we actually need to reach the ledge on the left. but there is a strong stream which mechanically prevents us from reaching it, so that's another reason why we need to help the horsemen to reach that. Now, as the current carries us over here, on our left we will see a tunnel. Almost made it. No, I don't think we can. Good effort. Yeah, which carries the third and final secret of this level, okay? And here we are next to water wheel. Now don't worry, touching the water wheel will not kill Lara or anything like that. So, this basically took us through this entire area in one swift motion, but here we are back again, and all these pools of water are basically just hints to show you that everything is connected, right? But there is nothing hidden here that really needs exploring. And behind the water wheel, we can kind of make out the wooden paneling on the other side. Now I'm gonna show you the same wooden paneling from the other side when we reach the next area, okay? So that's basically our mission here. Hopefully that was clear, and if it was confusing, I apologize, but it will make sense once we actually do what I'm talking about. So, we need to go into the next area with the actual namesake of this level, the Old Mill. It looks so good against the moon and the night sky. Brilliant, I love it so much. Now again, this is a huge, vast, almost empty area. However, on the left over here, there is a tunnel, but we will not be able to reach the other side. This will be a way back. Instead, the way we can properly reach it is via a crawl space on this side. But notice how it's all cool and dark in there, but the moment we approach, yep, a fire trap triggers. Let's pick up the health pack first. Now apparently there is a way to navigate through these two fires and reach the second golden rose over there. Or you can just run, pick it up, keep popping health packs, and then douse Lara in a pool of water right around the corner. But instead, I'm gonna show you that once we trigger a certain mechanism, the fires will be off, okay? So right now it's just here to get your hands on a health pack if you want, and just to make a mental note of that. Now, we need to enter the old mill and stop it, because that's what powers the water wheel, which powers the running water imprisoning the horsemen, okay? So apparently, centuries ago, the old abbot and the local people living here imprisoned him. Now, he killed all of them. He mentioned he sent a plague of boils, and maybe the island has been deserted since, but I don't think so, because we've seen a bicycle in one of the huts in Gallows Trees, so... I don't know, maybe he didn't really kill the entire island, but ever since the island has just been poorly populated and then eventually abandoned. Hard to say exactly what happened. But anyway, over here is another stream of running water, and we can actually see the wooden paneling I showed you from the other side. Right around the corner here. So this is how it's all connected, okay? I like these little touches and details. So, if we dive further into the lake surrounding the old mill, I mean, you will already see the first problem, and that's that the ledge is too high, Lara cannot climb up, and that's fine, we're not supposed to reach that ledge. Someone else is supposed to reach that ledge, and it will make sense a bit later on. Now, there is a pulley and a rope, or a crane mechanism, and over here is a cage. Now, if you approach it from this side, since we are underwater, Lara will not say no, but actually we need a key item to interact with this cage.
No.
Oh, now you say no.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Now, unfortunately, we don't have that key item yet, but it's actually right around the corner. Oh, I can't wait for this. Now, underneath here is not an entrance into the old mill, but actually the way out, an exit. But around the next corner is an entrance, but unfortunately there is a current preventing us from going down much further, okay? So we need to actually go all the way around it, and we are going to find something rather unexpected. An underwater lair of a creature that's referred to as a sea hag. Now, this is not a sea, it's a lake, so I'm going to refer to her as a lake hag, although I admit that sounds less cool, but we can carefully approach her, and if we get caught, observe. What does Lara do when she encounters a new monster? She punches it square in the face. My god, Lara Croft, I love you so much. And the sound effects of each punch, oh man. Now, if you noticed, our oxygen bar almost entirely depleted. That's scripted to happen every time you go through this cutscene. And yes, you can also repeat it over and over, just like with the horseman. I mean, it makes sense. Lara got punched in the chest in return, and that knocked some of the breath out of her, right? So, yeah, Lara's instincts never fail her. Oh, this is brilliant. Okay, so what is it we do? Now, you might have noticed a pile of gold. Now, that is a bit ironic because we are not after a gold coin, but a silver coin. We need to steal a bit of treasure from the lake hag's treasure trove and then put it into a cage to trick her and trap her via her greed, okay? So, yeah. Now, in order to do that, this is actually mechanically really impressive and can make it, you know, difficult to figure out. Okay, she's gone, let's go for it. There is a single coin, Lara, pick it up, and let's get out. But even if she catches you, the cutscene will repeat, but that is fine. As long as you have this silver coin in your inventory, you are good. No. But let's not waste any time, I think it... Oh, she's following us, oh my god, oh, she's a fast swimmer, as she should be. Let's immediately interact with the cage now that we have the silver coin, and there we go. Just observe what happens. This is both hilarious and horrifying at the same time. So the cute little babies, the imps or changelings or however we decide to call them, they're carnivorous. They've devoured the lake hag. Now the cage is empty and they're gone, right? So they're not actually enemies in the level. They pretty much now disappeared from the cutscene, but yeah. Which makes me wonder, how on earth, Lara, did you survive the cutscene in the gallows tree level when you did not have the iron clapper and you got completely jumped by these guys? It explains why they want to nibble Lara and why they bite her, but how on earth did she survive her encounter with them, which is purely optional? If she doesn't have the iron clapper, I do not know. Maybe she was lucky and they just weren't hungry, but I don't know. Anyway, we just entered the old mill via an entrance which normally would be completely blocked off by the lake hag. That's the entire reason why we needed to distract her to reach this tunnel, okay? The tunnel I have shown you before is the way out, which is closed right now from the old mill, but this is the only way in, at least that I know of. Oh, thank you, confusing camera angle. And welcome to a confusing looking old mill interior with its machinery and everything. It's rather impressive. Now there is a small corner pool of water over here, isolated from everything else, but it is empty. Just, I guess, wanted to show you that it is here and exists. And there is also a pool of water on the other corner, but it serves no purpose other than to really get out of the old mill once the way out will open. Actually, let me show you the door. And there it is. And this leads into the lake again, okay? I've shown you this door from the other side. Okay, these constant camera angles, they're not helpful. They're very confusing. Now, over here is a way back from top of this old mill, okay? Yeah, via a slippery slope. So we are gonna keep that in mind once we will be sliding from there, but in order to reach the very top of the mill, we need to beat a time challenge, which is a lot of fun, and it finally demonstrates Lara's new move. But first things first, I want to show you something. There it is, a swinging pole. So if you grab it whilst jumping and keep holding the action key, Lara will just keep doing this over and over and over and not lose her momentum, and you can let go at any time and she'll make the same distance jump, okay? This one, which I think is wonderful. It's very well implemented mechanic, and I really wish it'd be used more than just, I think, twice. There are 2 instances I can remember it's being used in this game. This is the first one, the very first one, and the second one will be in New York. Maybe there's also a third one, I'm not sure. But we need to open this door via a time mechanism over there. It's similar to the scenario of us getting the Golden Reyes in the Guardian of Samarkand level in Tomb Raider 4, right? So, in theory, the more times you pull the lever on the other side, the more it should open, but honestly, you can do it 3 times and then it really doesn't help you anymore. And we have just reached the top of the mill. It's a pointless area, but I wanted to show you. Here you can see kind of a cute little walkway, but it's too small for Lara to enter, and you can see it's a dynamic object. It's not really walkable upon, but it's a nice bit of detail. In general, I feel like in Tomb Raider 5, they went to a lot of unnecessary, but very appreciated level design detail. Oh my god, I have overjumped. Oops. I should have made a standing jump. Oh well, lessons learned and all that. So, let me make it all the way back to the lever. And I'm gonna also show you in action how quickly you can let go of the swinging pole to continue, okay? Would side flipping help afterwards? Yeah, let's side flip. Now, again, all you need to do is do it 3 times. 1, 2, 3, just keep holding and then release whenever you feel comfortable. Now let's make a running grabbing jump. Release immediately so that Lara lets go. And okay. Yeah, we should be fine even without a somersault, right? Oh, flock of bats. Let's go into a crouch. Okay, we're good. We're chilling. Yeah, minor damage. And you know what? I think this might be the final damage we'll take in this level. And we would have been fine without using a health pack, even if we got the major chunk of health taken away from us by the first horseman cutscene. So I think we're good. Okay, and here we have another extremely satisfying wall switch. This is incredibly easy to miss, and this is where we apply the lesson we learned in the first labyrinth secret, you know? Just look up before sliding down the corridor. That's it. And we have completed our quest. We stopped the running water via stopping the old mill. As you can see, it is now still, and this also stops the water wheel as the cutscene will show us. Our favorite wooden paneling. And there was another sweeping shot of the side tunnel with the 3rd secret. Very useful. And... oh, come on, you were supposed to stop. You were supposed to stop them, not join the running waters. Okay, sorry, very bad reference. Anyway, and now, also as the cutscene has shown us, actually this is one of the most useful cutscenes in the game, it showed us that the way out is finally open. So, we can get out of the old mill. I'm a bit disappointed that there were no goodies, only a mechanism and a flock of bats, but we completed our mission. Okay, we no longer need to go into the Lake Hag's lair. Well, now it's Lara's lair. Lara, you should definitely pick up the treasure trove. Why are you just leaving it there? You've earned it fair and square. Oh no. Okay, and know that running current will not take us anywhere, but do not forget the 2nd secret, because now the flame traps should be off. Now, if we approach this corridor, they should no longer turn on. Oh, thank goodness. I'm always worried about things like these not working. So there we go, our 2nd secret rose. And really in just a couple of seconds, we'll get our hands on the 3rd one, which will become available. Oh, come on, we almost made it. Damn it. Now we can absolutely climb out of the water. I just really didn't want to have to do that, but oh well. It's funny when trying to save time, you end up wasting time. I'm sure there's a lesson to be learned here that I'm not gonna learn. Oh, and mind the satanic symbol on that hill over there. Just like at the beginning of the level, we've seen it in the distance. What a great bit of detail. Ah, it's absolutely terrifying. Okay. And let's go back to the barn where the horseman is. But again, oh, that's right, the water wheel did not stop. I see. Because in order to stop the water wheel, we need to trigger the mechanism over here. And that's how we need to get onto the roof. All we did was slow down the current somewhat. You know what, let me show you that in practice. See, the current is still there, but it's weaker. We can actually swim against it. I think it might have been easier if we were to take it from the other side, but, you know, I like the added challenge. And there we go, and into the secret tunnel we go. and then into the ledge that will allow us to trigger the water wheel stopping mechanism. Anyway, important note I want to make here, and something new I learned about the way that the special features unlocks are being programmed. We are now at 26 secrets found. If you pick this secret up, you'll be at 27, you'll go to the main menu, and you will see the third special feature unlocked. But I did a little experiment. I intentionally not picked up this secret during my trial run. I made it to the next New York level, I picked up the first secret there, and then when we had 22nd secrets, 27 of them, I went to the main menu and found that the third special feature was still not unlocked. So it is not about the number of secrets, how the special features unlock, it is actually about you having found specific secrets in specific levels. Which I actually do not like, because someone who's maybe not a completionist is gonna find a decent number of secrets, just not all of them in one geographical location, and they're gonna end up unlocking no special features. It's really strict that way. But you know what? I guess it's a good thing that you are in this case watching my Let's Play, isn't it? So you're not gonna miss any. We are at 27, the third special feature is unlocked, and I am gonna show you what that is after the final cutscene of this video. So stick to the end and you will see it. Now, let's just go where the current used to just drag us through before, this red tunnel. Again, it's a wonderful degree of freedom to be able to swim through here, and finally we can reach this ledge that I talked about before. From this ledge, we are gonna climb up into a crawl space. Again, doesn't seem to be a problem in Tomb Raider 5 that cannot be resolved with a good old somersault. There we go. And again, we repeat the same thing over and over. Now, there is gonna be another completely inappropriately placed Tomb Raider classic theme, which, oh man. And I think it should be right after we make this jump. So we're about to free a demon. Now listen to the music. Yeah. For some reason, they thought this is a good moment to use it. Yeah, I mean, the view is nice, and we're about to reach the conclusion of the level, I guess, but it's just... yeah, this is not a classic Tomb Raider moment. They keep misusing it over and over. Anyway, not sure why I'm so sensitive about that. So let's just align Lara's head, use it as a targeting reticule with the corner of that ledge, because this can be a tricky jump, and it's a bit annoying to repeat this sequence in case you mess it up. Oh my god, that was close. And now, to climb here, my goodness, I spent full 2 minutes trying to get in here on the PS1 version. There seems to be an invisible barrier. Let's see how it works on PC. Okay, Lara doesn't want to go in. Oh. Okay, maybe. Okay, so crawl forward as much as you can, then press the holster key to duck, then press forward, and then forward and jump key, and Lara will roll further. Because of the edges of that slide window being a dynamic object, it seems to stop Lara from getting in. It is very tricky and awkward. Anyway, the moment we trigger this mechanism and stop the water wheel and stop the running water, we will free the horseman and the ensuing cutscene will happen. So before that, let me show us the statistics screen. My friends, this was the old mill, the conclusion to the island chapter. We have found all 11 items, encountered and handled in very unique and creative way 3 different enemies. We have found all 3 secrets, therefore unlocking the third special feature, which I'm gonna show you at the end of this video. And unfortunately we have broken no objects, but the cutscene is more than going to make up for it. So let me make a save here. And oh my goodness, we are gonna be soon on our way to tackling the New York levels, and may I just say how terrified and at the same time excited I am to tackle them. They are so difficult and so buggy, and it's gonna be the ultimate test of my tomb raiding skills. But later about that, let us see the conclusion of Lara's, Father Patrick's and the Horseman's story.
Done her job well, and I taste freedom for the first time in an aeon. Do you not now fear me? For you have served your purpose well, holy man. And for this, should I exercise mercy as a god might?
Now, that'd be nice, but I'm not holding me breath.
Yes, I shall spare you, and secure for you a fate worse than death. For when you pass beyond this world, heaven shall no longer welcome you, for you have released a demon.
My faith will protect me from feckless lesser demons as yourself.
Father!
The child, I shall snuff out her life as a candle.
The book from the library. The names. Read out the names.
Ascaroth, Equiel, Arancula, Belial, Bucom. Beliath, help me!
Keep reading, girl. You're almost there.
Chemos, Mastafel. Verdelet!
How is this? I move to strike, and yet cannot.
You've done well, girl. And before you ask, I'll tell you. The book you've got, I myself was looking for it, but as I couldn't find it, assumed you had it. And lucky you did.
But how?
If you name a demon, you have power over him. And you named him. It's your shout, Lara.
For this you shall burn for eternity. I shall drown you in a mire of your own entrails before I squeeze.
Be quiet!
What do you reckon we get out of this godforsaken place and go and get a nice cup of tea with Winston? Almost forgot. Would you be wanting to wave goodbye to our little friend?
Back to where you belong.
And you'll have learnt a few valuable lessons from that, I'd be thinking.
You'd be thinking right, Father.
Her curiosity was eventually her failing.
The path she chose was the path she loved. And for this, we should celebrate, not grieve. Although I fear for von Troye, pursuing his inner demons, driven half to madness in his quest for her final resting place, he will not find peace in himself until this is complete.
And here we are, back in the main menu, for me to show you what special feature we have unlocked. May I just start out by saying, Father Patrick, what a badass. And at the outro FMV cutscene, his hair finally turned black from being white. Anyway, all we know so far is that von Croy is still frantically searching for Lara in Egypt, where the last revelation concluded. Anyway, the rest of it I'm going to show you in the next video starting the New York Chronicle. For now, special features. Next generation concept art unlocked. For some reason I expected this would be the final art. I mean, again, coming back to 2000, people were so hyped for the next gen Tomb Raider game. The formula of the square-based ones was getting a bit tired and tiring and old, and people wanted something new. Of course, we had no idea how Angel of Darkness is actually gonna turn out, so we were all pretty much excited. Now, this is a sneak peek into that, so let's dive right in. I'm gonna try and transport my mind into 2000. So, what we see here is... okay, it's hard to make anything out. Huge giant statue towering over Lara. I am, even being to an extent familiar with Angel of Darkness, I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to show us, and I don't think it was used. Maybe it's part of the cut Cappadocia levels in Turkey, it's hard to say. Next, I think this is a street in Prague, an abandoned one. So yeah, it looks kind of like the early 3D renders. To be honest, this could even be from late 90s rather than early 2000s, but okay, whatever. Let's move on. We see a statue. Again, hard to say if this is Paris or Prague. Nothing remarkable so far. Then an artwork showing okay, I thought I'm gonna add some valuable commentary, but so far I'm completely at a loss at what we're looking at. But I know that many of you are huge fans of Angel of Darkness and are very familiar with the cut content, so maybe you can offer some additional insights in the comment section. Again, just your platforming ordeal. Okay, nothing special so far. Finally, something I can talk about. So this is a render of a cut level, what a surprise, from I think what's supposed to be Germany. During World War II, when Germany was being bombed by Allied forces, this is a castle on an estate belonging to the Order Lux Veritatis, and apparently, yeah, this is another shot at the two lion statues. Apparently this is where Eckhart was being imprisoned, and in 1945 he was freed via one of the bombs hitting this estate. And Lara was supposed to come here and find traces of Eckhart's imprisonment, of course long after the deed was already done and he's out roaming free. So yeah, unfortunately we do not get to see this in the Angel of Darkness game. But maybe the definitive edition that's being worked on by fans, they are restoring so much content, maybe we would get to experience it there, hard to say. But the Let's Play I'm gonna make is gonna be for the released version, because I care about what we got, not the promises of what could have been. Okay, so this is just the textures and some lighting finally applied well. With the exception of the right lion, we still see the green mesh. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, some concept art of recognizable characters, except for the one at the bottom right, not sure who that is supposed to be. But the top left is Lara, top right is Curtis. God, I can't stand Curtis. I apologize to all Curtis fans. Again, once I'll be doing Angel of Darkness Let's Play, feel free to let me know why you consider yourselves fans of that character. But anyway, I can't stand him. Then we have Eckhart on the bottom left and Boaz, or however you pronounce her name, in the middle. Well, they changed her design quite a bit. And I'm not sure who that is supposed to be all the way on the right, with a huge scar across his face and a mask in his hand. Maybe that's supposed to be Karel, the final villain reveal in Angel of Darkness, who has had all content pertaining to him cut, so it means nothing. Anyway, let me know in the comments again if you know who that is supposed to be on the bottom right. Then, this is how Eckhart being imprisoned under the estate in Germany was supposed to look like, in his iron mask and everything. Honestly, spending centuries like this fully self-aware, I can't blame the guy for just murdering people left and right. Again, why wouldn't the Order just kill him? Maybe he consumed some immortality serum, so they just postponed a problem rather than kill him? The Lux Veritatis Order? I don't know. So this is what it looked like, and to be honest, I feel sorry for him, so I'm in a sense glad he got out free. And now we see a mesh and textures applied on the new Lara, and yeah, this is pretty much standard ordeal of what we see in the game, except she seems to have some sort of bracelet above her elbow. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of the new boots and pants and all that sort of stuff, but her face looks absolutely amazing. I can't complain about that. Okay, and another artworks, I think that's Bouchard on the left. There's the René, the pawn shop owner, in the middle left. In the middle right, that's Boaz, more updated. She looks way more like she does in the actual game. And to the very right, I think that's supposed to be... I forgot the name of the guy in the botanical garden, Ludwig or something like that, who injects and sprays Lara and escapes in a really, I think, hilarious cutscene. So I think that's supposed to be him. And we have reached the end of the next generation concept art. So hopefully this was fun. Again, some of the concept art I cannot comment on because I am not an expert on Angel of Darkness, but as I said, many of you are, so feel free to drop me comments and offer some additional insights to some of the concept art shown here. At any rate, I don't want to prolong this video more than necessary. I hope you enjoyed the special features, and I will see you next time in the 13th floor.